Oops.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy.
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hey! Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the WUBroPod. What's up, bro? I am not Nary Signs. We are yet again having another Nary Signs-less episode, which I, for one, am for it. He's going to have to earn his way back in. This is I know that I'm outnumbered here, but the NFL preseason is happening. You got to earn your spot or you cut.
Sports.
You gotta perform. Sports references.
I don't understand this reference.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all genders in between, welcome to What's Up, Bro. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is over here. Say your name.
Me? Missy.
You say your name.
Missy.
You can make your at Missy the writer, Missy. And below me here we have
Steph, or at hello_my dear Watson.
She's in the bottom because she's in the down under from Australia. Now, what we are we a ship without a rudder today? No. We have so many things to talk about. But first, how's everybody doing? How's everybody go? Everybody?
I've already cried today because of Manny Patinkin.
What happened to Manny Patinkin? Don't
Nothing
tell me he's
happened
dead.
to Manny Patinkin. Nothing happened to Manny Patinkin.
Who's Manny Patinkin?
I genuinely just had a moment of sheer panic. Manny Patinkin is Inigo Montoya.
I should have been preferenced. I was emotionally torn because of Manny Patinkin. Well, that still would have been.
My God, that was very scary. Please elaborate. Please continue.
TikTok this morning. My first TikTok is a whole story about how Manny Patinkin. By the way, Missy, Inigo Montoya from the.
Yes, now I know. Now I know that.
You killed his father. Prepare to die.
Yes. I know.
Yes. When he finally does that scene of I want my father back, and finally kills the six-fingered man. Apparently, he was thinking of his father who had passed away from cancer, and that he was killing the cancer who killed his dad. And
oh my goodness,
that's how I started my day. So,
well, I mean, damn, Mandy Patinkin. I mean, yeah, that is beautiful, but it's also like that bittersweet heartbreak of the world. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
Well, now you broke my brain because I'm like, shit. Where's it from?
Your way in the world today takes everything you got.
Oh, I was going for
get away. Bum bum bam. Sometimes you want to go where everybody. Are we gonna get in trouble? Can I sing songs?
I don't know, but I know if Nary's scratching his head right now, please don't get us flagged again.
Nah, whatever. Missy, how are you doing?
I mean, we didn't sing it well, so we should be fine.
Hey.
I'm well, thank you.
How are we all doing in the chat? Everyone, please comment. Let us know how you're doing. We will address whatever concerns, questions, comments, all of that goes in the chat. I want to encourage as much audience interaction as possible. And also, if you want to, if you have something that you want to talk about today, go ahead and throw it in the comments, because we have some stuff, but it's always more fun when it's
audience participation.
You gotta fly by the seat of our pants.
Before we get to the seat of your pants, I wanted to ask you, since we started out talking about sports, are you a fantasy football guy?
I am not. I do not.
Never? You still have your V card for that?
I've done it, but I also got really I started not to enjoy watching. I started to feel like, I don't know. I felt like it's gambling. I mean, it just felt like gambling. Like I didn't want to have to watch the game for anything other than my fandom of the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins is my team, and they will be. It will always be Joe Robbie Stadium to me. I love the Dolphins, right? And then it caught me. I got like, and then when I watch other games or highlights or whatever, it's just fun to watch, like the sport. When I was playing fantasy football, because we were playing for money, there's money on the line. Like it's gambling. It's just gambling. And I got to the point where I was watching some random game and getting mad at some obscure player who dropped the ball when, you know what I mean? Like when honestly I could give a fuck. I don't really care. It was like, oh, it's a bad play. But because I had money on the line, I would get so angry. Like my day would be ruined. Emotionally, the rest of the week would be affected. Like I would just be like, I gotta fucking trade. I gotta do it. And I was just like, I'm not an NFL manager. I'm not a head coach. I don't get paid to do this.
I'm not a cheerleader.
I'm not gonna win shit. And I was just like, you know what? I don't need to play fantasy football to enjoy the game. I'd rather watch. I'd love football, and I'm one of those people who's conflicted because, I understand like all of the head injury stuff and all of the controversy around like
concussions and stuff.
Yeah,
and the
NFL being a notoriously awful organization.
Yeah,
likes
all
to
of those
hide a lot of
things.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, all that bad stuff. But I don't. I've given up on. Like I love it. I love. It's one of those things where it's like it will be hard for me to give up. It's like, did you ever see the John Oliver special on the World Cup on FIFA?
No, but I saw his thing on the WWE.
Oh, I mean, the WWE is insanely.
It's more corrupt than the NFL, if you can imagine.
No, FIFA is like legendary corrupt. FIFA is so obscenely corrupt.
How obscenely corrupt are they?
That they are using slave labor to build the stadium in Qatar.
Too real.
Yeah, got too real. But because they like it's. I mean, football, soccer is obsessive for people. Like church, it's religion, and that's how people treat it. They're like, oh, well, yeah, they're corrupt, but I'm not gonna not watch the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, that's how people treat it. That's how I kind of am with football. Like, I love it, but it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
it's like the same feeling. Like, do you still listen to R. Kelly's music?
No. That's a hard no.
There's people out there still bumping Chris Brown. And I
have a problem with that too, but
see, I've always had an issue with like, being able to enjoy the content after I know what's happened. Because, like, look, I can't lie and say that I Believe I Can Fly isn't rammed into my head and this earworm that lives in the back of my mind because of the age in which I was, where it was massive and huge, right? Does it mean like it's bad feeling when it pops up in there? like there's that instinct of like, I believe I can. Oh no.
It's genuinely like, look, go ahead.
It's not just that. It's not just the urination thing. It's the Aaliyah thing too. Where
no, it's the Aaliyah thing for me.
The urination. Are you not talking about the rampant sexual abuse of children?
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's what I mean by the
Aaliyah
I was
segueing into that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the headline for me. I didn't mean to jump all over the lead. I'm like, that's the first. You bury the lead where it's like, oh yeah, there's the
Well, because you would think that like he peed on people against their will is like the lead, and then it's like no, it gets worse.
Starts, like it starts. Like so
I
much
see
sooner.
your urine and awfulness, and I raise you pedophilia.
It is bad, and when you go back and you listen to Aaliyah, the "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number" song.
Which she's streaming now.
You know how creepy it was that song is out. Aaliyah was massive. I was like young when I was idolizing Aaliyah, and I was like even dressing like her and stuff like that. And like, lo and behold, I got in a relationship with an older guy.
Oh
like,
no!
It's one of those things.
It's connected.
I'm saying that a lot of pop culture and things that are loud are kind of they okay a lot of things. They don't make you notice as much. And more stuff. Look, honestly, it's also the time period in which that happened, and our culture also, like, having an issue with older relationships for our parents' generation. Like,
well, that's the whole thing about like, Jim Jeffries has a great bit where, or he was talking about it on a show where he's like, how talented do you have to be for it to be okay for you to rape somebody? You know, like, how talented do you have to be for it to be okay for you to commit some violent crime? You know what I mean? Like, at what point?
I'm glad you're
like
clarifying
Elvis,
the joke a little bit, because the first time you said, like, you
What did I say?
summarized it, did not
Like,
how
how
talented you have to be to rape somebody. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, well, no,
Well,
like,
to get
for you
away with
be
it.
excused, to get away
Yeah,
with it.
to get away
yes,
with it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I did not mean
what's the
because
what levels do you
Elvis,
have to hit?
Elvis was with Priscilla Presley. Like, it ain't new.
Chuck Berry. No, what's
Chuck
his-
Berry, yes, married his cousin.
Oh, I didn't know
actually,
Chuck
at-
Berry.
Chuck Berry. But there's another one that was
Married
like married a
cousin's crazy.
14-year-old that he used to
Jerry
tour.
Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis. That
Yeah.
that creep. So
I
many
have
things
friends
that
I
were
have friends who
normal.
still don't know about Woody Allen. Like the other day, I
yeah,
had to
that's
tell
all.
someone about Woody Allen, and they were
I'm
like,
so glad that I think he sucks. Like,
I
I've never
I
liked
was
Woody
never
Allen,
into
and
him
people
to
were-
begin with. I didn't lose him as a hero. So
See, I was in film school, so
yeah, but then and there's a bunch of those dudes that's like worship at the altar of Woody Allen, and then you're like, that's suspect. You know, that's a little.
Suspicious.
well, those are the same
Suspicious.
dudes. So all of a sudden, like, you know, they overly attach themselves to like Tyler Durden in Fight Club, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah, like they
Well,
always.
there's
you're studying this movie, but I don't think you're getting it.
could those really be red flags who you like idolize?
100.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
okay,
I
so
feel
there
like
was-
yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. There was a rampant debate on Twitter about red flag movies, and like what
Oh yes.
Really?
if red flag yes,
I should probably get.
red flag movies. Hold on, let me find the post. It's like they were saying that someone posted like,
Well,
oh,
while you pull it up, let me see who's commenting on our stuff.
oh sure,
Yeah.
Yolanda says we are marvelous.
good to hear. I'm
You are
happy that-
marvelous. Tanya says watching. Hello,
With a smiley
Tanya.
face. That's how
Oh, I-
she said, hey, how you doing? You doing good? She's like, watching.
Neri says that fantasy football has done the opposite for him. It made him become a fan of team players I'd never otherwise know or care about. He didn't care
that
about
was not
losing
the
problem
money.
with that with me, like, is I know you care about all these people you wouldn't usually care about, but to me it just ends up feeling like homework. Like I end up
Yeah,
having
I
to
don't
crash
like-
study on a subject. I
As
really
somebody
don't-
who's a fan of homework, don't give me homework. Mike, Yolanda
I
says
wanna
that you
choose
are
it.
your father's son. I don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
that means.
No, because we're both
I
huge
feel like it's a
Dolphins
compliment.
fans. Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Dolphins fans.
Yeah.
Well, she's,
No,
you know, my dad's dope.
Oh,
but
duh.
yeah, he's a cyborg now. Do you guys know?
What?
He
No,
okay, so he had a back.
he's a cyber.
He had a implant
wasn't
put in
privy
his
to that.
back for his back pain, right? It's a
Yes, yes.
I forget the name of it. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like these little electrodes into his spine that kind of help with back pain. And it's
cool.
implanted under like in his skin. He has a battery pack there. So he has to plug it in to charge himself. He's
Like an electric car.
he's a robot. He's a cyborg. He's a cyborg. He's like a Tesla. And
I'm
Way
sure
to
your
go,
mom would,
Tony.
I'm sorry. I'm sure Yolanda would agree.
yeah, but he's got
Here
yeah.
comes.
Here
There
comes
he
the
is.
Spinal
She is.
stimulator. Yep, that's it. He has he's augmented his humanity with
Fantastic.
technology.
Yes.
I mean, we all do that with our phones and shit. Like I'm able to talk to you magically through this window in my house that connects me to the world, and we can broadcast it, whatever. Like, we're all cyborgs, but he's literally a cyborg now. He can.
I wonder if like
Or
you
robot.
put quarters where the stimulator is, like will it stick?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Hey, Dad,
that's
let
the
me throw
assignment,
quarters at you.
Michael. That's the
Well, quarters
assignment.
aren't magnetic.
Oh, well then a magnet then.
Yes. Okay. So someone.
What would the magnet mess with what's in his bag?
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
technically,
fine.
Yeah.
In
That's how
theory,
we
it
turn
sounds
off
like an
pacemakers.
interesting thing. Okay, somebody on Twitter.
That's how we turn off pacemakers. There's a magnet that you put on top of someone's pacemaker.
Okay, then I take it back. That's not
Don't
the
do that, don't
assignment
do it, don't do it,
anymore.
don't do it.
I mean, that's how you interrogate a pacemaker. Like you want to turn it off to see what their heart is actually doing underneath. You put like it's like a ring magnet. You put it on right on
I
top.
do like that the word for it is interrogating the pacemaker.
Yeah, you
'cause I'm
interrogate.
Like, that
you do
sounds
pacemaker
so
interrogation.
aggressive.
It's
I immediately heard the Law and Order dun dun.
Yeah, that's
Same.
probably like sitting in a like police interrogation room with like, how many times did you beat last week?
Somebody on Twitter.
Oh my God! Look at my no. We're talking about my dad's robot body now. He cannot go through a metal detector, and he has a card right for MRI machines and shit like that.
Oh yes, that's very important.
Yeah. Otherwise, they get ripped. Yeah,
yes, right the fuck out.
The MRI machine is one of the most dangerous things in a hospital.
I worked for a freestanding diagnostic facility for like 6 years, and one of the things that we did was MRIs, and I became buddies with the MRI tech, and he's like, this is how important it is. One day when it was dead, there was nobody on the schedule. He's like, this is how important it is that you ask people if they have a pacemaker. And I'm like, okay. He's like, stand on the other side. I'm like, all right. He walks into the room and he puts up a chair. And he had the MRI machine on, and the chair goes. He's like, that will happen to the pacemaker if you fucking don't ask if they have one. Like, just ripped out.
Yeah,
it was a folding chair. It wasn't like a.
Oh, the chair! It didn't fly out of his.
No.
Oh,
he just he was holding it, but like he like visually showed it to me. Like now he's like, imagine the chair is the pacemaker. Cite somebody. I'm like, got it. Gotta write it. I gotta ask everybody.
Some people have claimed because they have tattoos that have metal filaments in their ink. They have like metal
It'll cook.
Whatever. It like burned. They'll feel it. They're like, ow, it hurts. And then they have to like, if it gets too strong, let us know. We'll shut it off. But to shut it off and start it back up again is like a big deal. Like it's dangerous. Like when they like MRI machines are these giant like. If you ever watch those action movies where the car gets picked up by like the magnetic thing, it's like that. It's like that. It's like a strong fucking dangerous thing.
Like in Underground 6. Have you guys seen that movie?
Underground.
No.
6 Underground. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, what's that one?
It's the one with Ryan Reynolds.
It's the most Michael Bay-est of Michael Bay movies of all time. And one of the tricks that they do is that they magnetize a yacht so that everything flies all over, but except their guns that are made of plastic at some point, and that's how they end up. Spoiler alert: beating the bad guys.
Oh, spoil! Oh, guys,
it's been out for like 3 years.
That out.
Okay, it's been out for 3 years.
Someone posted on Twitter, and it was a seemingly innocent post of red flag movies in quotes. We all know red flag movies. What are some green flag movies, right? That for people like to follow through. But what it is everyone got mad because they're like red flag movies, and they're like, and then she made something stuff like Fight Club, Clockwork Orange, and things like that. Scarface, I think, was one of them. But like, it's definitely like people got mad because it's like, hey, you can like a movie and not like idolize the character. Like you can get a movie.
Yeah. But
not everybody who's a
idolize
fan of
the character.
Right. If there's red flag, first of all, idolizing a fictional character in any way. And I'm talking about from Tyler Durden to fucking the Sex and the City ladies, all of it. They're fake. They're written to exist in a certain way.
Oh, but I can understand being attached to a character.
But like idolizing and
like vested in their story and what's happening is different. But like people moved to New York because of Sex and the City because they thought that that's what New York was like.
And they move away immediately because it's not.
And they're like, oh, I'm gonna go be a writer like Carrie, and then have this fabulous like life, and then very quickly it's not like Coyote Ugly, it's not like Sex and the City. Stay the fuck home. Well, that's what I mean. Right.
I'm trying to think in my mind if there's ever been a
Mike, are you a Joe Rogan fan, Mike?
No.
Okay, I fucking hate that guy. That guy's a red flag.
That exactly. Okay, so that's I guess what they're talking about, because Neri's asking what's a red flag? A red flag movie. And to a certain extent, it comes up a lot on dating sites, on like Bumble or whatever, where someone puts like stuff in their bio that is red flags, and then so people like, oh, if their favorite movie is Fight Club, who knows? If their favorite comedian is Joe Rogan, if their favorite author is, if their favorite book is Catcher in the Rye, like things, things like that
in general.
Yeah, like things like that could lead you to assume some pretty, I don't know, antisocial things about that person. I don't know how to frame it.
But you can make assumptions based on that for sure. But I think you have to kind of get in there to see if it's actually a red flag. But
The
there's
Joker.
no such.
The Joker's another red flag movie.
But see, that's a great movie. And like, if you ask me, like, what's a great movie, I would be like, Joker's amazing. It's a journey into madness. I loved it. And then
it's a really well done movie.
Yeah,
but if you, that's the thing. It's that line,
kill
right? Really loving a movie is one thing. All of a sudden, being like, I am like the Joker, is like,
I identify. I identify with his struggle. It's like,
but do you have any idea how many people are like, I'm just a Harley looking for her Joker? There's girls. I'm just saying, Harley Quinn is also a terrible person. So I like. Harley Quinn is a red flag.
I was this bitch. I was this bitch.
Go on.
We all grow.
We all grow.
We all grow.
I just because the purple hair.
Bro, like the amount of red flags we mentioned right now, like Mike, you just listed off a few red flags that were literally my last relationship. Like I was
what? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like calling each other's Harley and Joker.
Calling him
like
Puddin'? No, I'm joking around. That's gross.
I could do the voice. I would refuse to cross a certain line. It's like, I'm not bringing that in. I'm not.
I'm learning so much today.
Well, there's or even something like every girl's writes on like for like it's a trope now at this point where people write, I'm just looking for a Jim to my Pam, from The Office.
I hate dating apps. They're so fucking awful.
It's not
cringy. It's cringy, but it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I guess it's cute.
No, I have not gotten there yet. I just
I guess it's cute.
Here's the reality. It's a tool.
I wouldn't.
Here's the thing. It's a tool. It's a dating app. It's just like social media. There's plenty of great things about Facebook. But it can be used maliciously, and it can be used, and it changes the way people use the service in a way that it falls into patterns. So when people are on dating apps, where I met my girlfriend on a dating app, like I'm not going to pretend I didn't, but I've been online dating for a long time, since like the Match.com days, because I didn't want to have date someone that was somehow connected to my life where I couldn't make an objective opinion, about whether or not I really like this person. I was tired of getting set up by my friends, and I was like, I don't want to know anyone and then we can see if we're compatible. But that's how it started, because I was a crazy 20-something, I was like bitter about something. And then what it does is that the patterns that develop now is that it's all about like marketability. It's all about like getting attention in that split second. No one's reading much. You got to put a good picture up. They got to want to fuck the picture, and they got to not be deterred by the profile. That's it.
Yeah, like a lot of it's advertising, but people
that's what I'm doing wrong.
Sorry, like people are putting out like little seeds there to see, or like bait to see what they catch.
Are you not thirst trapping it up on there, Missy?
No.
Why not? Thirst trap it up.
Because I struggled to put a candid picture of myself on my Instagram that was flattering, but it was I internally make fun of myself.
When I finally get to go visit, I am straight up like re-editing and taking photos.
I can give you my login if you want. I can give you my login.
Let's do it live on WUBroPod.
No, I don't think we
should. Let's do it live right now. Okay, give me your password, and we're going to do it live here on the
episode.
No, here's my thing.
Well, it's
red flag movie, like when a girl on MySpace would write my favorite movie, The Notebook and Pretty Woman.
Okay, well,
but favorite
girls
movies.
Take pictures with wings.
I would say favorite movies.
That's a fucking red flag.
Why? I don't think so. I think that's just aesthetic. Basic. Like some people are just into what they're into.
Being basic is a red flag. No,
being basic
gentlemen.
Basic is just thing people like.
Basic is just popular things. Being basic is good, is normal. Like the average person is basic. I don't understand why it got to be such a why do you think Starbucks sells billions of dollars worth of pumpkin spice lattes? Because
I don't
enjoyed by millions.
I don't subscribe to the pumpkin spice frenzy that happens every year. I don't know. I just
but like a lot of people like it. If it's one of those things where I
most
have no issue
people
with
like
people
it.
Like.
Yes, a lot of people, millions of dollars worth of revenue like it. Yes, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying
and
that.
Honestly, I think we all have like a little background list of like, oh, here's some basic things I like. Like I love a big ass mug.
Oh
Give me a
yeah,
big ass mug in my hands. Love
That's
it.
pretty
Love it.
good.
That shit's basic. Fucking love it. Love this toasty thing.
I didn't know that was
thing.
basic. Is
Love it.
that basic?
I didn't know that was
being in a
basic
wintry
either.
thing, being dressed all like fallish and having a toasty mug. Aesthetic.
But
I love
if
it.
you're in South Florida, that's stupid because we don't get a winter. You know what I mean? That's when I want to make.
Like if you're visiting somewhere, it's novel, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, take a photo of me in this like cute ass place with a mug."
There's tons of tropical environment basicness.
We don't get fall. Do we have a fall season?
There's basic in every seat. Like that's the thing. Basic is the norm. Everyone who's like, oh, don't be basic, don't be basic. I feel bad for them because it's like, why are you worried about not liking something because
it's
other
like
people
when we were
like,
younger,
like,
we were overly worried about. Being
okay, but I don't. Am I coming off like I'm judging it? Because I'm not judging it. I'm just saying that that's if I feel like it's something that would be basic that I would do, I would probably like turn away from it. I'm not. I don't know how to play the game.
Like
Wait,
I know. Okay.
I don't. Let's reset. So are you
yeah.
thinking about this in terms of the dating app or just as a person?
I'm thinking it in terms of the dating app. I think
okay.
Because because the stuff that you're supposed to do, and then I have like I'm thinking like, are they really designed to be successful? Honestly, because if they were successful, then they would run out of business, right? Like.
100%. That's why.
Is that too much of a cynicism on my part? Because I'm like, this is bullshit, right? I'm wasting my money and my time because isn't it supposed to work?
If you like it, if you,
I don't know.
It's not about liking it. No, here's the thing. It'll work. I've dated people on almost everyone I've dated in the last 10 years has been from those apps. So it's like,
I don't,
I've more than not, I'll say, but what the reality is that it's harder and harder to meet people in a non-online environment. Because if you are out there doing your thing and having a hobby or whatever, you would have met them already. You know what I mean? You don't go to bars to pick up anymore. You don't go to hook up at, get a, buy a girl drinks and then come back to your place. It's all done online just because technology makes things more efficient. That's all it is.
Yeah. And you know what's also nice about doing that too? Like meeting someone online and somewhere outside of like the organic group, you don't make awkward group hangs afterwards.
That's what I was saying.
It doesn't work.
When you get set up by a friend and then it doesn't work out, and now your friend is like, "Oh, well, my friend's not good enough for you," or whatever it is. Like,
or they're like, "Oh,
I mean, but if there's an agreement,
weird."
It'll make things weird because now I see them like at a party or something, and I'm like, "Oh, hey."
I mean, things are only weird if you let them be weird. Like, just be normal. Like, if
that I think is a little naive though. Like things are going to be weird if you let them be weird. Like you can't. Like what I'm saying is that's very high
it is
school.
The goal.
Yeah,
it is the goal. Like the goal would be to get to that place, like being the evolved place of like, I'm not gonna make it weird if you don't make it weird. It didn't work. Done. That'd be the goal. Let's be real. Like a lot of people are really drama filled and like they'll make it weird anyways. Though.
I don't get that.
Not that it'll make it weird, but there's with you're dating a new person who wasn't part of the friend group, and then you bring them into the friend group and be like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that I had a relationship with this person in the friend group."
Is that something you're supposed to do though?
I mean, think about it this way: it's a lose-lose situation because either you say it and they're like, "Why are you telling me this? Do you still have feelings for them?" Or they find out on their own through someone else. It's like, "Oh yeah, because Mike and them you used to date," and they're like, "Why wouldn't he tell me that?" I mean, because
that's what happened to me. I
really?
did that.
What happened
with Dave? We like when I first started hanging out, like we had been friends for quite a few months before we were anything.
This is now your husband and father of your child.
Yes. And then I came over here. I was hanging out with some like his mutual friends while everyone was partying. Met a few of them a few times. Had this one girl who had weird vibes with, but whatever, ignored it. Kept going. And it wasn't until like months later where someone offhandedly mentioned like when they used to hook up. And I was like, wait, what? One more time.
Now, how did what was, so you were surprised by it from a third party?
Yes. And then I was like, I would have much rather hear it from you, dude, than a third party, because then I would have known why this girl don't like me.
But you see that there was tension there, that unexpressed, under the surface tension because of whatever.
There was something up, and I could sense it, and I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, we veered off the topic here. The online dating provides you; it's a tool to be used. Now, I was always one of those people that was just honest on there. Like there's no other way that you can do it. But I realized that the only way you can kind of be honest is on there is if you're like honest with yourself about, like, you have to kind of know yourself better so that you know the product you're selling. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is I don't
No,
have any
absolutely.
buyers, and I think it's because I'm not doing what is this
You have to
status
believe in the
quo.
product, Missy. You have to believe in the
No,
product.
I do. I 1,000 believe in the product. I do. I 1,000%
You have to
believe in
market
it.
it properly.
But
So
what
yeah,
I'm saying is that what you're supposed to be doing to catch people's attention, I don't have the fucking gall to do it with a straight face. So
would you say
I got no
something that you need to
buyers.
Okay, I have a question for you.
That's something
Would
that
you-
needs to be unpacked and examined. Like
Yes.
why?
Would
Because you're supposed to, like, okay, on my end,
who built the shame into your
on
head?
my end, there are like 4 archetypes of men that I have an option for currently in my area.
Mhm.
There's the guy with the fish. There's the guy with the kid, but doesn't explain if it's his kid, a neighbor's kid, an abducted kid, doesn't matter. There's the guy that's in walking like he's taking his profile pictures on a step and repeat. And then there's the 4th guy, which is he's doing this with a giant Rolex, and like you casually see a Lamborghini something in the back. Like that's the kind of, and I'm not gonna talk to you.
Why not?
You don't get the travel guy, the guy who's like always taking a photo in like Machu Picchu.
But that's an interesting question. I mean, like, why not?
Because I don't what the fuck would I talk to you about?
I don't know. Ask him.
Did you steal the car?
I
Are you in Are you an extra in the Fast and the
Well, you
Furious?
don't
And
have
everyone
to-
was in lunch. Like
What
I'm gonna be a bitch. That's the problem.
That's the thing. Now I have a question. Do you? So you? I'm gonna ask this, and I don't mean it disrespectfully.
Go on.
Would you respect anyone who approached you on this app?
Yeah.
Because you seem to have a lot of like disassociation with the app itself. Like you're on there, but do you respect the other people that are also on there? Like they're human beings. They're people. I don't know, and I don't know them from anybody. You can't. I'm not going to make assumptions about them. That was a hard thing to learn, also because there was a lot of. I'm the only guy on the show.
The whole concept.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish my. Let me just.
Sorry.
Explain. So the point being is that I was on there, and there was a lot of damned if you do, damned if you don't situations because they're the other person. These guys, I'm assuming, are presenting themselves. They're marketing themselves in a certain way, but you seem to.
She's not the end user. Like she's not their demographic though.
But it doesn't. But she's a user. It doesn't matter who. Like you're a user there, looking for something as well. Like you're a consumer. So the point is that why don't you use? Like you seem to not have any kind of respect for the people who use the thing that you're on.
That's not what I'm saying
she's
at
just
all.
saying that
No, you're just shitting on the guys. I'm just asking a question. That's why I don't mean it disrespectfully, but do you respect people?
I
on
do.
The app?
I don't look down on dating apps. I don't look down on people that use it and successfully use it. I'm saying that I feel like I was dropped off in Mars. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't know the language. And I don't know how I'm supposed to fit in. I don't know how I'm supposed to blend in. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm fucking doing because what I understand from the male user end that appeals, that would intrigue you or whatever, is not what I'm selling. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here.
You can only sell what you got. Like you do what you do. In the end, these people like going back to the analogy of like people who are advertising something, like even these guys that Missy's saying that are the main archetypes of what she's seeing currently where she lives are just the people who, in the end, she's not the person buying from them. That's not a product she's interested in. Like, like that's selling to someone completely other than her.
That's
she
what
wouldn't
I'm
have
saying.
anything in common with these people, and I get that. The problem with the thing is you're dealing with these apps that make it so efficient and so the nets are so wide cast. So you're dealing with all these numbers. You're having to dig through all this stuff, and you eventually come across people who do seem genuine and stuff like that. It just is you just have to dig a bit.
Yes, that's actually verbatim what my therapist told me.
You got to put some work in.
She said I should look at it like thrift shopping.
Right.
Thrift shopping?
Yeah, like or like
Yeah, when
you're
you go
shopping
thrift
for
shopping,
like specific vinyl records in like a thrift store.
yeah,
Like
you
you're
have to go looking for
particular
it. You have to
thing.
go hunting it down.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not a degrade. It's not disrespectful. It's just like the concept of thrift shopping means if I'm going to Target, I know exactly where I'm going to get what I want, and then I can get the fuck out. If I'm going thrifting, for a vinyl that I've been dying to look for, I have to go rummage through all of it. That's the concept. That's the same concept that you can apply to dating apps. Am I wrong? You have to like.
I think that's good because even with the vinyl record, you'd be like, that might look great, and then it's scratched. Like, you know, so you're gonna have to.
I do think that there's a lot of comparisons and metaphors that we can use, but the one thing that really bothers me about this, as a man on the app, which is I'm the only one of us that's a man, I believe. So I'm saying that the world that women live on social media and on dating apps is incredibly different than the world that men live in on these dating apps. So the sheer quantity of men on there over women is a factor as well. And then also how do I put this? Like there's the patriarchy has kind of fucked us over too, in a way that we're not allowed to take pictures of ourselves when we're feeling ourselves. The only time we're allowed to take pictures of ourselves is when we accomplish something. So the guy who has a fish in his picture, that's kind of the only pictures that we're allowed to really take of ourselves that people don't make fun of you for. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look at a thing I did. Or them with a car. Look at a thing I have. You know, like we're not just allowed to be like feeling ourselves and have a little photo shoot with our friends. That's not what happens. And I've known tons of women that will dress up and do things and take pictures or selfies in the room and all that stuff. Like they have a lot more pictures of them taken by other people too. So we are operating on a limited capacity, a limited quantity of actual images.
I get
that
you run across that quite a bit. Like that's why I've always was like the digital wing person for a lot of my friends. Like if I found out my friend was on like dating apps and stuff like that, especially my dude friends, I'd be like, cool, look over there.
Well,
like,
so
and like hit them up.
Or like when you see a guy with a sports picture of him playing basketball or something like that. He think of it as like Neri was saying, the girl taking a picture with the wings. Like a guy is like, what is our version of that, where we can have a picture that we can use to show ourselves in a time when we are confident in feeling ourselves?
I don't know. I don't have that answer. I'm just telling you what my.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to deal with that. That's what I'm saying. It's not in your mind at all.
But what I'm trying to communicate is that I find it to be very impersonal, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. I find it to be very impersonal. I feel like it's the equivalent of a recruiter looking at a stack of resumes. Like you could on paper think that they're a great candidate, but then it doesn't, like they show up and they're like in jeans and flip-flops. Like it just, and I'm somebody that is driven a lot by energy and emotions and feelings and like just being around you. None of the guys that I've been attracted to have anything in common physically. It's all been something that happens when I'm in front of them. So I can't get that from an app. So I don't know. It's not, the wheels are not turning for me. So maybe it's not maybe. I know I'm way too fucking in my head about it. And Neri can attest to that when he comes back next week.
I get that there's a lot of things here that are making you in your head. But as someone who has been a recruiter, I gotta tell you, sometimes people don't advertise themselves correctly. And when you meet them, you're like, oh, you're this other thing. And like you're bringing up the points that aren't relevant. So sometimes you're gonna have to check the profile a little bit just to see if there's something in there that might be promising.
Would you consider
and that
me
conversation? Like you need brain stimulus. Like you are the kind of person who needs the brain stimulus.
I can't.
So you are gonna get much more interested in someone's conversation than just a quick image.
Yes.
So like
do
100%.
Do you forget my last question? Do you initiate conversation with these people?
Yeah.
I'll
comment on their stuff. Well, I'm only on Hinge. Yeah, I'm only on Hinge.
Good.
And yeah, I'll I'll comment on stuff and yeah, but
what do you get commented on? What do people
The
comment
picture
on
where I'm wearing a red shirt and it's kind of low cut, that's the picture that's the most popular.
Yes,
no
it's
other
guys
picture.
love cleavage.
No, but no other picture gets any traction.
That's yeah.
You
they
have a
put-
beautiful smile, they'll say.
Yeah, they put cleavage in every picture. Boom, they gotta choose one, but then do something different in each picture where your tits are showing. So like,
But
in one of them,
I
in
I
one
don't
of them,
know
you go.
how
Stop.
to do
Let me finish.
that.
In one of them, here's I'm giving
Missy,
you gold.
You're allowed to feel yourself. You
I'm
know
giving
that,
you
right?
gold.
Like you're
You're-
allowed to be like, I'm
I
fucking cute
do
right
feel
now.
myself. I think I've never been fucking hotter in my whole life. Hands down. You don't have to agree
Get
or
it,
disagree
girl.
with me.
Get it,
I
girl.
a
I love hearing
1000%. However, the inclination to put that out there, like, look how hot I am, has not. It's not. It does not live within. So I am failing hard. And it's probably 100% a head game thing. Jeff in the comments did suggest that I should try farmers only, and maybe
I will say, let's go to the comments. Nary brought up the wings
disappear.
thing, and he was genuinely asking about if
Yes.
they were red flag. Tanya Val's, my mom, a pina colada by the water, any drink with the beach in the background, basic as fuck.
basic.
I'll tell you one that I've done that's basic.
But you want to know what? That person is having a
the
great
legs
time.
in front of the ocean. Just
Yeah,
the
the hot
legs.
dog legs. That they
Yeah,
look
the
like
hot dog legs in front of the
unburned hot
ocean.
dog.
Or
You
just
know
like
what?
your
I'm
book-
going to the
just
beach
your,
next
your,
week.
Your book with your legs and like the pool. or the
Sure,
ocean.
I'll
I'm
try
down.
that. I'm
down.
going to the beach next week. Jeffrey, write that down.
You got to lean into the basic. Lean into it, and then you can find.
Yes. Be like,
It
you know, I
hurts.
go outside,
Hey.
I read, and look, I have legs.
Why? There's probably a ton of basic shit that you love, but you're pretentious about about a fucking drink by the ocean, about a book on your legs.
I don't know. I'm sure there is. I'm not above being full of shit, by the way. Like there's probably tons of shit that I find super basic, but
The first lie you need to tell these guys is that you're approachable, okay? And that will be
super laid back, totally
Super
approachable, will not
super
judge you,
cool.
will
Yeah.
not be making mental notes on how
Yeah.
okay,
Fake it
let
till
me
you
ask
make
you a
it.
question. Is it fair for me to be to not want to talk to you if you make spelling errors?
I think that's kind of like typos exist. You know what I mean? Like that's not the end all be all.
How many?
If they can't
How many?
no typos. I said typos. If they can't string a few sentences together coherently, then you don't have to talk to them.
Right.
That's like if someone comes up to you and is giving you one word answers, which I've had on dates before.
No.
It's true, yeah. Where they're like, "Hey, so what do you?" And then I'm like, "Oh, you know, my back hurts a little bit." And they're like, "Oh, why does your back hurt?" Because I've been carrying this fucking conversation the whole time. That's basically what it is. You just have to fake it till you make it. If typos happen, and sometimes
No,
they're
I'm not
funny and
talking
they
about
cause
typos.
conversation. But
I'm
if
not talking
someone
about
can't communicate, give them I will say this: there's some people that are not good at typing and writing and texting or whatever. But like, call them, talk to them on the phone. My girlfriend and I consider our first phone conversation our first date because
Oh.
we learned so much about each other. We were open, we were talking because we're not like
Was it a phone call or was it a FaceTime?
it was a phone call. Originally a phone call.
Old school.
But that's there's no schools. You know what I mean? There's no old or new. It's just however one individual.
Well, nobody
you
makes phone
wants
calls
to
anymore.
communicate.
That's what I
Don't-
meant by old
You're,
school.
you're making
Some
too
people
many
will. Some-
generalizations. You're making too many
You're,
generalizations.
no, also like don't forget, like we're millennials. Like someone will call. Like if you're trying to date someone in Gen Z, they might not want to call as much and just want to
Do whatever the fuck you want. Who cares? The person
I'm
that's
not-
gonna
What
I'm
like,
saying that yesterday I was on the phone with Jeff and Christy was concerned that something was wrong because we were on the phone. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that like it's like an antiquated
dating
practice.
thing.
Like
Hmm.
no, I'm just saying
No,
that
like if you
Hell,
want to
you'll
talk
love
to
this.
someone on the phone, they'll do it. They'll go for it.
Hilda, I don't like formally setting people up, but I'm guilty of inviting certain people to a group hang because I think they would hit it off. If Cupid strikes, so be it.
duly noted.
I've
Farmers
done
only,
that.
Jeff
Like,
and-
they've been dating for a year.
Oh, Yolanda, I thought they were supposed to pair you with someone who has similar interests. Now, there
No.
are sites that do that, but not. And Hinge is actually better than.
Hinge is
other
the only one that I felt comfortable using and paying for. So I just need to get more comfortable using and paying for it, I guess.
And Hilda, oh, you don't blend in, Missy. You stand out. You're a
Aw.
fabulous sparkly diamond emojis.
Thank you,
And,
but I also autocorrect
autocorrect
ducking
ducking
sucks.
Yeah. I have had many typos because autocorrect misunderstood my intent. No, but what I was going to say is that don't make generalizations. Like, stop worrying about like. One of the things that always was an off-putting thing for me as a man on dating apps, I mean, is when someone is more concerned about what they're going to be given in the relationship than what they bring to the table.
Oh no.
So
Sure,
there was
that would be a red flag for sure.
Right, I'm not talking, and I'm talking specific. I'm not making generalizations. I'm talking about very specific. I saw it all the time that a trend that I noticed in the things that I saw was, I want a man who, and then it's like, yeah, but you're not anything. You know what I mean? Like you like I want a man who's such and such and such and such. I'd be like, fucking peace. Get out of here. Like, if you own more of your own identity on these things, and you're not just another picture with cleavage, then like you're going like the person who is for you will react to the things that you do genuinely, that you're doing out of your own genuine nature. So if you're a writer, fucking write, put up shit.
I did. I think I just have to work on the pictures. I think that's going to be my next strategy, is to work on the pictures.
We're going to focus group your pictures.
Yeah, when we're done recording,
yeah,
I'm
send
your shit.
Yeah,
the chat.
No, I'm sending it to Steph. Thank you very much.
I'm literally the only of the two of us.
I
would be the one that knows what you're up against. Because I'm the only. You don't see women's profiles. You see men. I see all the women's profile. You're
bye.
No, but you're married.
Oh, that's true.
You're married with a child.
She's not disqualified. Well, a little bit, not
she's
a lot.
Out of the game. No, she's also not in Miami. I mean, she's not.
I
am out of the game.
There's a caveat to the thing though, because you know how to navigate social, like, dating apps stuff, even though you are in a committed monogamous relationship. People that don't know the first thing about dating online, that want to give me advice or dating advice in general, I'm like, shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about.
So
but I think the two of us could.
Yeah, because Neri's sick of my shit. I can certify 1,000% Neri's sick of my shit with these dating apps.
Well, then turn them off. I've taken vacations from them. Turn them off.
Oh yeah, no, I'm what's it called? Hidden or whatever the thing is. Yeah, I'm taking a break.
Yeah, but delete the app, turn it off, get it even out of your mind.
I'm not tempted to ever go in there. Like, it's fine for me to.
Don't have the visual reminders. Like, if you get a notification, because I remember I used to get them until I deleted the apps on my phone. Every once in a while I'd get like a notification like, "Hey, we haven't seen you in a while." I'm like, "Yeah, app, I get it. Your ads make you money. I get it."
Oh, I have all my notifications are turned. I get no push notifications ever. But yes, okay, I will look. I'll just do it right now. I'll delete it
again if you want to. I'm just saying that put it out of your mind, and don't think about it in terms of you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need no man.
I don't think of it like
yourself
that.
By being in a relationship.
I do not think of it like that whatsoever.
Solve your horniness however other way you want to do it. There's a million other options, but also you can just focus on you, girl. You got to focus on you.
It has been 4 years, Michael. I'm done. I'm bored of myself. I'm focused and then some. Yes.
Then you need to hire a guy.
Don't tell her to delete the app, then, dude.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm like,
don't delete it.
Hey, there's a lot of other apps there too. You should get all of them. Like,
hire a gigolo. I would hire a gigolo. You know, I heard a podcast once by this guy named Sean. I forget his last name, but he
Mendes.
talked about that. No, not Sean Mendes. He talked about how his time when he used to give massages. And the experience of that, and yes, and the experience of that, and it actually sounded pretty fucking great. The problem is that where the fuck you find somebody you're gonna feel comfortable with to do that? Like, I wouldn't. There's not like a Facebook page. Well, maybe it'll pop up now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, all we gotta do is say something out loud, and then Facebook,
like a Facebook page of like in search of ... Maybe it does exist, but I was very intrigued by that experience because he actually had on a guest that was one of his customers, and it was such a great experience that she went home and broke up with her boyfriend. I'm not even. Yes. It was that transformative for her.
For them to be together, or for just because she was like, wait,
she's like, I've never experienced this kind of like feeling emotion, when it comes to sex, orgasm, all of that, like pleasure, everything, not once with her boyfriend, and with a stranger that she paid $80 for, she got it out the gate. So she went home, she's like, this isn't working. I'm sure there was more things that were going on in the relationship, sure, but it was that, like, and I was like interested by that, but you know, like, if I can't even swipe right on a dating app, there's no way I could put myself through that.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair,
I also get it. Like, dating during a pandemic must fucking suck.
Yeah, no, it's rough. Look, I'll tell you what I told my best friend who's getting married next year. That he met his girl online and he was going through some stuff, and I was like, hey, stop dating people you don't like. So you got to be in like with somebody first. So find someone that you like rather than where the end goal is a relationship. Just find someone
the
like.
End goal is not a relationship or marriage or anything. The end goal is just to date. It's not, there's no map in my brain about how this is like sequential order. Kind of I have no expectations. I have nothing.
No expectations, but a lot of judgments though. Guy with a fish.
Mike,
I'm gonna be real. Guy with a fish is never my interest either.
I can't talk to you. And then there's a lot of people. There's a lot of men, and that I have screenshots of a lot of men who are very angry and fucking nasty on their profiles. I will send you receipts. And they're fucking outrageously angry and like, oh, I'm not looking for a gold digger, so go get a job before you, like, outright, like say like, write these things out.
Those are the ones that
the other side of the coin of what
like,
Mike was.
You're like,
that's the other side of the coin of what Mike was talking about. Of like the people who go on the apps and like will only say like what they want rather than what they can give, because like that's those guys being like, I don't want this and I don't want that gold.
I don't think anything
it's just
about
like the women who are like, oh, I don't want you if you're like this.
Except for that, that's my one. That's my one hard no Republicans.
Well, the truth of the matter is that I went out with a girl one time. And we went out to eat. It was like straight out of, oh man, what was the name of that show with what's the name of the guy? Aziz Ansari, Master of None.
Oh, Master of None.
When he goes out with that girl that orders like to-go meals and all that shit because she was just going out, like they date for meals. They date to eat. This girl went out and like,
I hate that. I've been told that about other women. Just go for a free meal. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't get that.
But that, like, people, like, I was told that I was exaggerating, and they were like, "No, but girls don't do that." And then and then I'm like, "Yeah,
yes, the fuck they do.
Yeah, they do.
Sucks.
They absolutely.
I've been given that advice.
Yeah,
yes, the fuck they do.
That's it's what a nightmare. But the idea of like going in with to wrap this up in a bow, as soon as we're off the air, we're gonna focus group some profile stuff, and we're gonna do that. On the side note, in the comments, I want to post what is an alternative dating site, like a IRL dating site, like, you know how you used to go to like bars to pick up girls. I've heard Home Depot. If you go to Home Depot,
I actually heard on TikTok.
I've heard Supermarket.
I've heard on TikTok that the dog park is a good place to meet people. And I am working on it. I am working on getting a dog because that's a 2-for-1 solution. So
yes.
Yes.
Everyone put a place where you feel like a person could meet a potential partner.
Target
in real life.
Barnes and Noble.
I'm not gonna say it, just fucking traveling. Like when the world can do it again.
Yeah.
Like
you're literally saying, do what I did and just marry a guy from Australia. Just like, what do you do?
I would be much more.
Like, if you let yourself go and have adventures, I'm saying sometimes the adventures bring things to you.
That's what finishing fucking grad school, the other side of finishing grad school, was supposed to be. I was supposed to go to Greece, and then I was supposed to go to Italy and Spain, and then I was going to visit my family.
Find yourself a swarthy Mediterranean
I was going to go and travel and have experiences and see what happened, and I'm completely single, and I've never been in a position to do whatever the fuck I want to this extent, and then there was a pandemonium that shut everything down. So
Can
am I
Americans go to
salty
Italy?
about that? No, Americans are not welcome. I can't even go see my grandmother if she dies.
My brother was recently in Italy.
Last time I checked. Anyway, I guess we're
gotta
going
find out
off.
how he did that.
We're spiraling.
No, yeah,
but
no. This is all to say.
Sorry,
I want some real life. Let's go to comments.
I'll
Farmers
just say
only,
that
no.
Mike doesn't like fantasy football. Oh,
This is Hilda. We were talking about this when I was down there because I got to finally hang out with Hilda in person after so long. On my first date with my now husband, while looking for something in my purse, I got sidetracked and found a giraffe puppet in my bag and was instantly like, "Oh, hey, check this out." I instantly thought, "Wow, I messed this up." But to my surprise, he loved my weirdness.
Hell
so my
yeah.
point is, just be you.
that is the plan. That is 1,000% the plan.
But be like the nicest version of you.
She is nice.
You know what, Missy?
Mike,
why are you
what-
laughing? Because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
What you think you just said?
down.
Actually, maybe you just fucking said what you meant, and that's
I'm
I'll
not-
take it in the chin. That's fine.
Be the nicest version, because whenever
There's not
I
a.
feel like there's anger, and I'm like,
I
oh, that's
am
also
not
not.
angry. I'm nothing. I feel nothing. I'm.
I feel nothing is also not good either.
I have no.
I'm dead
I have
inside,
no.
Mike. I am dead. I feel nothing.
I feel
I have
too
no
much.
heart.
I wish that'd be great. But I don't know. I don't
You
know.
gotta get
Maybe
your. Look,
I'm gonna write about it tonight,
I think-
guys,
yeah,
and
I
like
think
take
at
it to my
most
therapist.
What Missy feels is just without a rudder. Like she feels like she's like new to these parts. How does she get around? Like very much just like
I want off the island, actually.
That's the thing, is that if like look,
I know
when I
you're
was-
not gonna get off the island unless you date. I know, and the only reason why I'm
no.
dating is
No,
for
no.
the prospect that I won't have to date at one point.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, look, I quit smoking. It's been a year and a half longer. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've smoked. I had tried quitting smoking a million times, but until I was honest with myself about wanting to be like, everyone could have told me whatever I had to do, those stuff, but until you want to do it, same thing with losing weight or whatever bad habits you want to break, as soon you're only really going to do it unless like when you genuinely want to do it. Like people can't really force you to do it. So you have to want to be there.
Mike, I
Like-
want to be there. I just don't know how to fucking do it. There's not a YouTube tutorial on how to fucking do this.
But that's what I'm saying. Be whatever you
This is
choose
like a class
for
that
yourself.
this is another class that they should have taught, like relate, like fantasy football. Can we do an Am I the Asshole, please? Because I feel like
Well, let's
I'm
see.
in uncharted water and I want off.
Okay. Yolanda says, I had given up on men, wasn't even looking, and then literally, bam, there was Tony.
Oh, I love
He
that.
hit her with his car. No, I don't know.
I was actively not looking for men and actually looking in the other direction. And then all of a sudden Dave showed up and I was like, oh, fuck, all right.
Well, you were in Thailand, so
board game conventions. This is Hilda saying board game conventions. Seriously, once it's safe to go to cons again at game conventions, and I guess other conventions too, everyone is so welcoming and looks for other players to join their tables. I'm married, but I've met some really cool friends from gaming conventions.
Hilda, write this down in our to-do list when we're neighbors. She's already told me all the shit we're gonna do
Yeah.
together. I posted one time something on my Instagram of like how introverts make friends, and then it was like ... We don't. An extrovert adopts us, and Hilda was in my DMs like, yeah, that's exactly how we're gonna do it.
Okay. Here we go. Let's do Am I the Asshole?
I personally love adopting introverts. I'm like, hey, let's go do things.
There's no other way for me to meet people unless we're like the same level of introvert. And you're like, hey, you want to sit on a couch and watch TikTok for 3 hours? Sure, I'll be there at 8.
That's like,
just
again,
That's true friendship.
You got to find the match. You got to find the people who you match with. A romantic relationship and a friendship, they're all relationships. You know what I mean? Like they have to be worked on, nurtured, and you have to respect them. So am I the asshole? Neri would normally sing a song, but I will not do that. Am I the asshole for bringing my girlfriend on a date to my daughter's workplace? I, 51 males, an older gentleman, than what we're usually read on here, have been dating my
Missy,
girlfriend.
are you literally on the dating app right now?
I'm screenshotting things to send you. Sorry, I'll pay attention.
Lord, good.
I could see it in your glasses.
Go on. I'm paying attention. Am I the
No.
asshole?
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are.
Do you want to share it with the class?
Do you want to share? My goodness. Take a big bite of potato chips into the microphone. 51 male. Have been dating my girlfriend Millie for just over 6 months. My wife died 4 years ago, and this is my longest relationship since. However, my daughter Bianca, 21 female, disapproves. She has a lot of issues with me and Millie, but the main ones are the way we met through a website, and that I moved Millie.
Fuck me.
Yep. That I moved Millie. This
How
was
old is he again?
unplanned.
What are the ages again?
He's 51.
How
He has
old is
not
Millie?
said how old Millie is yet.
Well, the daughter's disapproving, so
Yes. So one of the ways we met through a website, and that I moved Millie into our house fairly quickly after 3 months. In my defense, losing my wife much earlier than I had ever imagined really taught me to seize the day and enjoy each moment. And it just felt right to both of us to have Millie there with me permanently. 2 months ago, Bianca and Millie got in a dispute over our spare room which Bianca uses as a music space, but Millie wanted to convert into a shooting space for social media, which is her job.
Millie's young.
I took Millie's side since she's going to be here longer term. So Bianca sped up her plans to move out to the next week, and asked.
Wait, Bianca was still living there?
Yeah, apparently Bianca was living with the dad who's writing this, and also he moved his girlfriend Millie in. And
did he mention when his wife passed away?
4 years ago. So Bianca sped up her plans to move out to the next week and asked that I warn her if Millie's going to be present at any event or visit. Anyway, last week I thought it would be nice to treat Millie for her birthday, and she asked for a shopping trip and dinner out, which I was happy to do. The issue is she specifically asked to go to the restaurant where Bianca works as a waitress, since it's known as one of the most exclusive and classy places in our town. I knew Bianca was working that day, but figured it would be all right since it's a large restaurant and a special occasion. Yeah, hold on. When I arrived, we were given another server, so I thought everything was okay. About 15 minutes later, Bianca walked out from the kitchen and immediately saw us sitting there, then walked straight back without even saying hi. She kept passing the table and silently glaring daggers at Millie, which was just unnecessary when Millie tried to be polite. Millie then asked Bianca for the bill because she was the nearest waitress. Oof. And Bianca slapped it down on the table wordlessly, then sent another waitress to see us out. Later, I called her and asked why she had behaved like a child. Bianca said that me and Millie have been deliberately flirting to upset her, which is untrue. The most that happened was a couple of kisses and a bit of footsie giggling. Footsie/giggling. That's totally flirting. Bianca also claims that when I briefly left to use the toilet, Millie called her over and told her not to contact me for the next few days as we would be too busy engaging in private activities.
Yeah.
I find this is weird. I find it hard to believe Bianca, because Millie has made an effort to bond with her through organizing girly activities, among other things, while Bianca has a history of manipulating others to get her way. Bianca then told me she wants no contact with Millie or with me apart from at family gatherings. My family is split over the issue, and my ex-wife's sister, ex-wife,
your wife who passed.
Yeah,
she's not your ex.
My ex-wife's sister called to cuss me out for neglecting Bianca, who is still grieving her mother. Am I the asshole? I understand that Bianca and Millie have their issues, and Bianca misses her mother, but Bianca was at work, and I think she should have been more professional.
Is this where we start singing Gold Digger?
I am curious as to
100%. 100% this is a sugar baby, sugar daddy situation.
You think?
100.
Unrelated, I got a sugar daddy proposal the other day in my DMs.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I did the math so fast. How fast I did the math.
There's a follow-up. Bianca has entered the chat.
She has?
Here we go.
Because Bianca, I'm on your side. Let's
Hey everyone, this is Bianca talking. After I saw the Twitter thread made with Dad's post, and my roommate encouraged me to make an account to at least try to defend myself. I hope at least some of you hear me out. And thank you to the very kind Twitter peeps who were looking out for me. Blah blah blah. What my dad says has grains of truth, but is so far from the full story, it's basically bullshit. My mom did die when I was 17, and me and Dad were actually very close. He started dating a couple of years after she died, and I was very supportive until Millie came along. Regardless of what Dad says, me and Millie had an emotional relationship lasting several months, which ended in a massive bust-up and us losing contacts, and he was aware of this when I told him I recognized her. So they were friends. He brushed it aside and told me I would get used to it, and we would be introduced gradually. As I was stupid and believed his shit. He moved her into the house without asking me while I was visiting my mom's family for the week. She did not try to bond with me. She used our shopping days and trips as an excuse to get money off of Dad for herself. She cried and begged Dad until he got rid of my music room, and he fell for it. I asked them not to be intimate when I was around because I was uncomfortable. They ignored me. Millie and Dad have since tried to contact me regularly and have showed up at unexpected places. They showed up at my church. They have apparently visited my work and asked my friends if I'm there. They have even tried messaging me to ask when I'm visiting Mom's grave and want them to join. They are despicable people who deserve to be cut off. I would love to hear Dad's explanation of why I'm manipulative. Until then, thank you so much to everyone looking out for me again, and just won't believe and just don't believe any of the crap in this thread other than the shit about liking young women. That's probably true. I got to find out how old this girl is. Millie.
And also, it seems like to me, I'm just shooting in the dark here, but this whole manipulative thing, and if it's brand new news to her, if Millie was an angry friend from the past,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't that seem like maybe his girlfriend's trying to be like, well, she did this to me, that to me, this to me, that to me.
Okay.
This feels a lot like Poison Ivy. Remember the Drew Barrymore classic?
Oh yes! Wow, good pull.
I don't remember that.
Millie is either 26 or 27. He referred to her as her late 20s, and then someone said 26, 27 could still be late 20s, and then he's like, well, it's not far off. So I'm assuming that Millie is half his age, essentially.
Yeah. Not much older than his daughter.
I know a real life version of this situation.
How did that go?
Awful.
Yeah, they tend to.
So it wasn't the marriage didn't end because of one of the spouses passing away. It was a divorce. They had 4 kids together, and the guy started dating this girl who was half his age, and clearly pursuing him for financial security, and that caused a lot of issues with his 4 children. So he cut off his 4 children and married the girl and has 2 kids with her now. And he's a shell of a person that he used to be. And I've known this person since I was a kid. Yeah, he's like not. There's nothing
because he's
lost in the
in
sauce.
an empty relationship.
So those things happen in real life. I've seen it with my own eyeballs. He is 1000% the asshole. No redemption for him.
She's using the phrase mum, M-U-M, so I'm assuming it's British.
Yeah.
Or do they use that in Australia? No, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they use
they
mum.
do.
I don't know. Yeah, the guy's definitely the asshole, but there's just like here. It's an interest. This is an interest. What caught me off guard about this was the guy writing it went out of his way to not say very specific details. Like Millie's age doesn't come up in his post at all. So you had to like go digging through the comments to weed it out. So clearly he knows that would stack the deck against him. Right?
And in a full circle moment, that is a red flag. Because if you are inclined to tell a version of what happened, you already know you fucked up. You're just trying to rebrand your bullshit so people are on your side. Because what did he think was going to happen? People were going to buy this, and then he was going to do what? Show up to her job with a Reddit profile and be like, the internet agrees? Like, what the fuck was the end game here?
He just wanted
to... my question... Look, let's ask the most obvious question. How hot is Millie? Can she get away with it? Is the question. Because we talked about it.
To him? Yes.
Probably.
You know how powerful you have to
be.
Somehow. But is she that hot? Or is he that much of a piece of shit that he would roll over on his kid?
Both. The
Yeah.
idea
Or
of
he's just
her-
or he's just older enough that any kind of young person seems hot to him.
Oh, let's go to the comments. Chiquita says, I was you, Missy, not too long ago. I totally understand you. Dating sucks. Most dating profiles suck too.
Thank you for the support.
I love this story. that is my girlfriend who we met on a dating site. So I win or whatever. I don't know. Go me.
I'm
A
gonna say
website.
dating site and not dating app. It makes me. I go back to like sugar baby, sugar daddy.
It's gotta be.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
site, like
it's like, old dudes, young girls. Apparently, I didn't get the specific comment on it, but someone was responding to that the dad also, like where she says, "Oh, known for liking young women." Apparently, he dated someone who was a friend of hers, also another situation, another younger girl. Like apparently, when this guy's wife died, he was like, "Finally!" And then he just like goes banging any 20-year-old he could find.
this is Missy, I can't
Gold
hear you.
digger.
I muted
Dad should
myself
watch his
before
back.
you. He's gonna die soon.
So you're gonna take him out with one. But was it worth it to go to Bennigan's with Millie?
Sir.
Sir, how dare you bring up a restaurant that is closed and is
All right. Oh my
hurts
God,
heart.
Bennigan's was so
R.I.P.
great.
Bennigan's.
Bennigan's
God, I
was
loved
so
it. I
great.
loved
The
Bennigan's.
ambiance.
The Bennigan's is gone.
Yeah, Bennigan's doesn't exist
for
anymore.
like since like 2005, hun.
yeah, like decades.
Oh, I was thinking Flanagan's.
No.
No. Oh, this city
That
would
was better.
burn
I
to
just
the
had the
ground
same-
if they shut that shit down.
I just had the same reaction I had with Inigo Montoya with Mandy Patinkin. I was like, don't you dare kill Flanagan's too. You've murdered Mandy Patinkin and Flanagan's in the same episode.
You know what they have in Australia still? Sizzler.
Oh,
Sizzler still exists
I
here.
love Sizzler. There's one Piccadilly in Miami. One.
Sizzler. Where was I that I saw Sizzler?
Probably South Florida when you were a child.
Yes.
No.
Or recently. Or are you thinking of Perkins in Orlando?
Uh-oh. I think I got in trouble.
Wait,
You're
who?
wondering how hot the girl is. I'm wondering how hot the man is. Anyway. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm in trouble. Oh, yeah. This is where we were. International Drive in Orlando has a Sizzler.
Jeff knows everything.
Freaking Jeff with the
Annoying.
facts.
Yeah, no,
just-
it's like ridiculous.
Sizzler, man, Sizzler in its heyday. Oh, what? No
Was-
better restaurant. Like it was the best. It was-
Absolutely.
what an experience. Maybe it was because I was a child and my taste buds were non-existent and I would eat
Uh-huh.
garbage. Who knows? But yeah. I think that's it, right? We're good. We covered all the
good.
bases. We talked about Mandy Patinkin, Missy's love life, and a sugar.
We spent a lot of
baby
time
gold
on
digger.
Missy's love life.
Yeah, I'm already like I'm gonna message Neri and be like, hey, the clip that you post on social media, can you not make it about my dating life if possible?
I
Ugh,
d- oh, you know,
regret.
I definitely know what he's gonna pick though.
Yeah, well,
4 years.
it can't get any worse. I'll say that much.
Um,
Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go drink now.
no, we're going to fix this.
No, the fuck we're not. There's nothing to fix.
Okay. I look. That's the thing is that
Whatever you
lean
want.
into your choices and be as you can be.
There's
and
no other
highlight-
option. But with your advice, I
Not-
should be the nicest version of myself,
Yes.
which is apparently not the real me.
You gotta
or-
put the impact. I'm not saying I didn't say be someone else. I said be the nicest version of you. Highlight the positives. Market
What
yourself.
Missy's saying is that like
Advertise
these are
yourself
two things
properly.
you told her to do: be her as her, but also be the nicest version of her.
And those things are not one of these things is not like the other. That's what's happening.
Oh,
It's like when yoga, when they're like, straighten out your back, but arch it as well. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What-
Like,
what?
what is that?
it's like in oh god, we just watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall and he's doing the surf
Yes,
lesson,
it's like
and he's like, get up, do more, but don't do anything. No, you got to do something.
you're doing
You
too
gotta-
much.
No, you're doing too much. You
Oh,
gotta
Paul
stop.
Rudd.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, you
Clever.
king.
Oh, look, we're gonna end on the best dating advice that we could ever get. From Hilda. Carry a giraffe puppet in your purse at all times.
Solid.
You never
Solid.
know. That's there with Don't Forget Your Towel from Hitchhiker's Guide to the
I
Galaxy.
think I'm just gonna buy a lot of cats and just be done with it.
Be the cat lady.
I'm gonna lean in. I'm just gonna lean into solitude and fuck it.
No,
What
lean
could
into
go
the
wrong?
Dog park.
Missy.
I've already
Did you
gone
go
through
to-
a pandemic in like 200 square feet. What's the rest of my life by myself? I'll be fine. I'm fine.
Improve. Go move with Hilda.
I'm going to Orlando by the end of the year. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Do it.
you're saying because so she can invite me to hang out with people. She's
I'm
gonna
saying
casually invite me over for dinner, and like 3 eligible bachelors are gonna be in her living
For
room.
no
like,
reason.
oh, they
oh
were
my
in
God,
the
like a
neighborhood.
dating game.
Look,
They
I'm
were
not
in the
gonna lie.
neighborhood, singled
I've
out.
100% made it before where like I've noticed a friend thought another friend was cute. So like the next time we all hung out, I just made sure there was an empty chair. I just made sure there's an empty chair by them.
Literally everybody I know is cuffed, so that's not gonna work.
Not in Orlando, baby. You got to go find new
I'm
ground.
going. I
You
did
gotta find more
change.
fertile land.
I did change my location to where I'm going to move in Orlando, and I was way more inclined to talk to people up there.
Well, there you go. Because those people who
If
also
that
wanted to
makes
move from
sense.
somewhere else.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Thank you everybody for listening. You can follow us all at our social media things that are right here. At Mike Mercadal, at Missy the Writer, at hello_ my dear Watson. You can get all of the Geek Bro podcasts if you go to geekbro.net. You can search for this show you can follow us at WUBroPod. It's at the bottom of the screen there. And you can send us money on Cash App because that's also the thing there. And follow us on Patreon. I think is the Patreon still live? That's a thing. Patreon.com/WUBroPod. And follow Nary Signs, who's not here, at Nary Signs, or what was his name?
he got recruited for the Top Gun Academy.
That's why he's not here today.
This is the thing.
Oh,
Okay.
we missed. Yeah, I mean, we weren't going to tell anybody, but he's gonna be- he's iced man. He's icy man. He's an extra E, and he's just drinking slushies all the time.
That would be his character. I'm just an extra.
I'm icy man. Oh, like Iceman? Close, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Thank you everybody for listening. Go follow all the other shows on the Geek Bro Network. But let me tell you, Shiver. Go Kickflix. Kickflix is Kickflix is so much fun. We're really
It is
proud of it.
fun.
At Kickflix Pod. Kick like Netflix, but with a kick. And
I don't think we have to keep explaining it. I think
no, that's a good like Netflix, but with a kick. I like because it gives it a little kick. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no,
It's
I got it.
It's
I got
branding.
Goes back to
a
the
little
advertising
razzle
thing.
dazzle. It's all
Got
about
it.
advertising, Missy. We're gonna fix that in your brain yet. And now we're going to don't do that. Or you're trying to show us the cleavage. We're all taken.
I was going to close my laptop. I wasn't trying to show off my goods. Thank you very much.
Potential angles.
Yes, we'll talk about the angles. Ladies and gentlemen, and all genders in between, thank you for watching. Follow all of the shows. Go to geekbro.net for all the information. And remember, that's how winning is done. Continuing to climb.
Do we not have music to go out? Okay. We need music to go
No,
out.
because we don't have the giant apparatus.